Guys, welcome back. If you're a photographer and you're thinking about doing fall minis this year, I want to have a very honest conversation with you because fall minis can be an amazing way to bring in some extra revenue, get people in front of your camera, reconnect with past clients, and honestly is a really fun day shooting. But I also think photographers can make minis way more complicated than they need to be. So instead of giving you another checklist of everything you should do, I want to talk about what I wouldn't do. A little twist. If I were planning my fall minis in 2026, these are the things I would stay far away from. And fun fact, I just released my fall minis today at 11 o'clock. But anyways, I'll tell you some things I wouldn't do. Anyways, you could read between the lines. Some of these things I say because I've learned the hard way. My first set of minis, they weren't even for fall, they were for spring. And I only had like 2 clients book. And I think I lost money like doing that setup. So you definitely can burn your expenses doing minis. Let's go to number 1. I would not offer a million dates. This is one of the first things I'll simplify. I wouldn't say I'm offering fall minis every Saturday in September and October, plus a few Sundays here and there. If they don't work, DM me and we'll figure out what not to do. It doesn't look good. You don't look organized when you do that. And it's overwhelming. I would just pick a date or maybe a very small handful of dates and make those your fall mini dates, okay? I just released 2 dates for fall this year. That's it. And these are minis. You'll have an option to do full sessions. Another tip. They're fall minis because when you give people 48 options or more than 10 options, they get decision fatigue. That's a thing. And it actually makes a decision harder. So when they see the million dates, they'll say, oh, great, she's doing fall minis. There's no urgency at all because she has a date every weekend for the next 3 months. We don't want that, okay? I would rather create one really strong offer and create some excitement around it. It's really hard to build excitement this month and next month and these sessions. And it's a lot. You open your social media apps. We're bombarded by ads. Everyone is trying to get your attention. And then us on top of it. Anyways, all right, 2. I would not create an elaborate set just because it's fall. Oh, did you hear that? This is where Pinterest can get us in trouble. You start looking at these gorgeous fall setups with pumpkins and couches and blankets and florals, signs, hay bales, you name it. I did this 2 years ago. Pinterest. I was a victim. From Pinterest. But anyways, it was a beautiful floral arch setup that one of this photographer did. And it was just so beautiful. And so I collaborated with a local florist. And long story short, I really wanted to do real flowers just to add more color because I didn't know at the time when the colors were peaking. Anyways, long story short, 2 days before my fall mini sessions, I wanted real flowers. She got fake flowers. And it was a collaboration. So I really wasn't spending much. We weren't spending money. It was just more of like marketing for her and marketing for me. It just flopped because she was a new mom at the time. I was a mom. She was a new mom. So I was just working on her schedule and the distance just to meet to get these beautiful floral arches, right? And that was like my marketing. And long story short, it failed. Don't make the setup super elaborate just because it's fall or just because you have that theme. And the next thing you know, like, you're spending $800 on props for a 15-minute mini session, right? If you do want to do props, that's okay, but you need to ask yourself, does this actually make the experience better for my client, or am I just making prettier for Instagram or just like your own selfish needs? Because those aren't always the same thing. If you're a photographer who loves creating elaborate sets and it makes sense financially, great, do it. But don't assume a successful fall mini has to look like a Pinterest board. All you need is literally beautiful light, beautiful location, direction, teaching your clients how to pose, in a happy family. That's all it takes. Happy, willing subjects. All right, 3. I would not price my minis by looking at what everybody else charges. This is hard. This is so hard. Like I said, like you're on social media, you're on Facebook, you're getting bombarded by your local photographers, people you don't even follow. They're suggested on your feed. It's wild. 2026 is literally wild the way technology has unfolded. This is a huge thing. I think it's so easy to go into Facebook groups and you see someone announcing $175, This person's announcing $250. You see it all the time. So you need to understand the cost of doing business. Your business. What does your business need? How many sessions can you realistically shoot? How much time are you spending planning, communicating, shooting? You got a call, editing, and delivering. So you have to consider all of these things. And what do you actually want to make from the day? Yes, I would work backwards from the numbers instead of copying somebody else's price. And I'm not saying you have to charge the most either. So just make it make sense to your business. 4, I would not wait until the last minute to market them. I made this mistake too. This is the one I would absolutely avoid. If you want fall minis, don't suddenly show up on Instagram and say, fall minis this Saturday, book now, and wonder why no one's booking. You want people to see them coming, start talking about fall, show the location, share behind the scenes. If you have any from previous seasons, if you have it, or just ask your audience what they're looking for, show them what you're planning. This is where your content can become really fun. You could literally say, hey, I'm planning fall minis and I can't decide between these 2 locations. Which one would you choose? Fun, free content. And now your audience gets to participate in creating the experience, and you'll have plenty of content and information and hype around your fall minis. Your best rule for marketing anything is at least 4 to 6 weeks runway to market them. You need 4 to 6 weeks of just constant throwing it out there, telling people that you're even offering it. And today, going back to social media, the algorithm, what is it? Less than 10% of your followers actually see your posts in your stories. It's crazy. You need that time to create content, to create some type of feeling, promotion, excitement, reminding, hey, I'm here. Hey, don't forget about me. That I would not make the booking process complicated. What not to do? If someone sees your mini sessions and think, okay, I want this. I want them to know exactly what to do next. Not DM me for availability. No, thank you. Back and forth. People are so busy in their own lives. And if you're a mom of 1, mom of 2 and up, more than 2 kids, like goodbye. Goodbye concentration, right? With more than 2 kids, you're in battle. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's too complicated. And then they're going to ask about your pricing. And then you got to go back and forth. And then you send a PDF. And then they tell you what date they want. And then you send them an invoice. And then you send another email. You get the idea. Back and forth. I would make fewer unnecessary steps, right? I would consider getting a CRM for this, so you're not going back and forth with constant email threads and getting lost in communication and whatnot. A CRM is a client relationship management software program. CloudSpot I've been using for this past mini sessions I released. I really like it so far. You could show example photos of the location and you just have a brief description. They'll pick the times, they submit their information, they sign the terms and conditions, get a payment. If you need to send questionnaires after that, you can. And then you could upload your images. It's so handy and something to consider if you don't have a CRM. I will post an affiliate link in the show notes if you're interested. Highly recommend CloudSpot. Another cool thing is right now CloudSpot is doing a $3 a month for 3 months promotion. So for the next 3 months, all you have to pay for a CRM is $3 a month. So you get 3 months under $9 with a great software. You can't beat that. You have HoneyBook. They go for minimum $35 to $50 a month now. So definitely look into CloudSpot. Like I said, they're doing a promotion, $3 per month for the 3 months. And then after the 3rd month, it'll go back to their regular prices. And even their light subscription is less than $20 with the studio management included. Less is better. Okay, so you make a clear offer, you figure out the dates, 1 to 2 dates, right? You don't want to bombard them with, I have a date, you get a date, you get a date, you get a date. Everybody gets a date for the next 3 months. We don't want that. And make your price clear. 6, I would not try to pack 25 families into one day. Listen, I know the math can be tempting. If I do 20-minute minis and book 15 people, I'll make 3,000, right? And you're running away with your imagination. Great. But then you're running around literally all day. You'll be behind by 20 minutes by session 4. Somebody's toddler's melting down. Somebody forgot their outfit. Things come up. A family shows up late. Hello, like this is crucial. And suddenly you're questioning every life decision you've ever made at that point. I would build a schedule that I can actually execute well, because your capacity matters. The goal isn't to see how many people you could physically fit into one Saturday. The goal is to create a profitable experience that you can actually enjoy delivering. 7, I would not ignore the weather plan. Always have a weather plan. Fall is beautiful. Fall is also unpredictable. So before you announce anything, I would decide what happens if it rains, what happens if there's crazy wind, what happens if the location looks completely different than expected, what happens if the family's sick, what happens if somebody is 20 minutes late. Don't wait until the morning of your minis to figure this out. Have your policies figured out ahead of time. That way, you're not making emotional decisions when everyone's already stressed out. 8, I would not try to make every family look perfect. This one is personal. I think sometimes photographers get focused on creating the perfect image that we forget what families actually want. They want their kids, a little bit of connection. They want a picture where everyone is laughing. They want to remember what their family felt like at that stage of time. So get the beautiful portraits, give people prompts, let them move, let the kids be kids. And remind you, this is a mini session. So of course you want to get the whole happy family all at once, right? Where everyone's looking at the camera. Yes, we need at least 1 or 2 of those, because that's going to be the ones they're going to print up and be on postcards. So then everything else, just have it flow. You could do mom with kids, dad with kids, individual portraits of kids, something like that. And you'll be surprised how fast 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes go by. And that is like with willing, cooperative subjects, and throw in a toddler that doesn't want to listen, doesn't know you. So this is why it could get out of hand real fast. That's something I would consider. 9, I would not overbuild the offer. Okay, so this is going back to your offer. You don't need 30 images, a 45-minute session. That's not even a mini session at that point. A printed album, custom gifts, 3 outfits, styling consultation. You can create a really good mini session without turning into a full service photography experience. So there's a difference. This is a mini session. This is a slice of the pie, right? This is the experience you'll get 20 minutes, 15, 30 minutes tops with me. And if that was chaotic for that family, then they could realize, oh wow, I really do like this photographer. I love her work. Came out great. I wonder what more time would be like, what that experience would be like. Would it be less stressful? Would we get more photos? So essentially, mini sessions are a piece of the pie, right? And your full service experience sessions are the whole pie. Okay? I know it's common sense, but I just got to say it. I hope it's common sense. So you don't need to go through every single poses with them. Like I said, they don't need more than 1 outfit to change. Goodness, no. You don't need to have several setups within each other to change the backdrops. You don't need to do any of that. Make it very simple. 10, I would not try to make it perfect. This might actually be the biggest one. You could spend weeks picking location, then you're designing graphics, then you're pricing. So you have all the other factors making it difficult for you to launch when you just need to launch. And honestly, your first couple sessions, mini sessions, whatever season you're launching them at, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but expect them not to sell out like the first 3 days or at all when you're promoting it. So be open-minded. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it. This is going to be a bonus point. I know I said I was going to give you 10 what not to do, but this is a bonus of what to do. Get on a fall foliage mat. You just Google and you put in your location and like where you're having your session. And depending on where you live, the fall colors peak at a certain time. If you have a flexible schedule, get on that website, think about some dates you want to do. These are the peak estimated times, and build your sessions around that. You might not be able to do 3 weekends in a row, but that's helpful. Work your way backwards. So you'll have the date an estimated couple weeks. So if you're planning fall minis this year, I want you to take a minute and ask yourself, am I making this more complicated than it needs to be? Do I need 5 dates? Do I need an elaborate setup? Do I need to copy another photographer's pricing? Do I need to offer 7 different options? Or could I just create one really good experience, market it well, make it easy to book, and actually enjoy the day, because the day goes by fast. It doesn't have to be the biggest mini session day or the most elaborate setup. A profitable experience that my clients love and that I actually want to do it again next year. And if you're planning fall minis, I'd love to hear what you're doing this year. Send me a DM and tell me what you're offering, where you're going to be shooting, And honestly, anything that you're struggling with, because maybe we'll turn your questions into the next episode. I'll see you next time on From Shoot to Book. Bye.